When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's Group Therapy on 99.7 DJX.
She wants to remain anonymous. Hey, Ben and Kelly.
Okay.
I'm feeling panicky and desperate and need someone to talk me off the proverbial ledge over my wedding.
Oh.
Backstory. I'm with the love of my life, I think. We've been together for a year and a half, but that last half has been planning the wedding. Now, I do see my future with my fiance, but I just feel like everything's spiraling so fast out of control, like I can't catch my breath. We're both 23 for reference, and I've just been struck lately with thoughts of, are we too young to make this giant leap in our lives? Deposits have been made, dresses and food and cake have been purchased, invites are out. Like, it feels like there's no brakes on this freight train. Is this just cold feet? Or am I right to slow us down? And if so, how do I pump the brakes without breaking his heart and making him think it's because I don't love him?
Make something up about a caterer not following through and be like, oh, we're going to have to move the date. Dang.
Ah, dang it. They couldn't do it, and we got to have that food.
Dang, it's an outdoor wedding, and there's rain predicted.
I think it's a little far out for the weather.
Can we lie, though?
Can
we innocently lie? Save face a little bit, innocently lie about some complication with the date that we picked, and
this is really tough.
And it is tough because the invitations have already been sent, RSVPs have already been made, deposits have been made.
That's the biggest thing. I feel like deposits are one thing, but when the invitations are out, I mean, that's a lot of people to notify.
So are we just saying go through with it, and if you need to get a divorce later?
Well, no, I don't want to say it like that. I don't want to say it like that. She loves him. She's not questioning the relationship from what I can gather. She's just feeling like, oh my gosh, this has happened so fast, and maybe we should have taken a little bit more time getting to the altar.
So it sounds like it's cold feet. That honestly is what it sounds like.
That's what I'm thinking, which doesn't make me want to say, hey, postpone your wedding, because that can go sideways in so many different ways. Like he could absolutely freak out, and that could be the end of that. And like, she could risk losing him if she wants to.
If he's the right guy, yes, he may be a little like hurt, but I think it's going to work out. If he's the right guy, he'd be like, okay, well, let's pause. Or maybe he's like, maybe I was thinking the same thing, and it was like a snowball rolling down the mountain and just kept getting faster and bigger, and all of a sudden it's out of control and you don't know what's going on. So
I need some wedding experts who can chime in and say, okay, if she does need to hit the pause button, is there a graceful way to do that?
Yeah. Now, Justin did text in and said divorce costs more than deposits, so
that
maybe
is
eat
true.
The cost of the deposits and just say, hey, let's go ahead and pause this. Have you ever been invited to a wedding that didn't actually happen and get a notification?
No, I haven't. But Kathy texted, I was in my gown getting ready to walk in when I left. Oh, Kathy, there must be a big story behind that. That's a big statement. You literally left your own wedding?
Yeah. And I know it is weird because I did tell my wife this later that there was a coworker of mine back in the day when I was getting married that was like, I'll be your guy. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, I'll be your guy.
Your getaway guy.
Yes.
If you need to get away.
Exactly.
I'll be the guy to drive the car to get you out.
He goes, all you need to do is just give me a call and I'll come pick you up. No questions asked, and you can just get away. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to need it, but thanks. That was one of those situations. So
appreciate the support.
All right. Anybody have that as your, like, in your past where it's like, hey, you know what? I hit the pause and this is how I did it. And this is what I would tell her. All right.
Or do you have like a wedding planner that has had to deal with this situation? What did you do?
Yeah. Let us know. Your story could help here. 502-795-1997. We'll take your stories on the way on 99.7 DJX. It's Ben and Kelly and Group Therapy. We got a message from a listener who is feeling a bit panicky and desperate because she's got an upcoming wedding in a few weeks and is getting cold feet and is like, hey, how do I postpone this? Or do I? Can I at this point?
And Ben, you were at first thinking, well, maybe we just lie about a caterer not being ready or something.
Yeah,
or,
is there
one of the vendors had to back out?
Yeah, is there an
we
innocent lie that we can say to, like, say, oh, it's not going to work at this point?
Yeah, well, Angie says, Ben, lying is always good for a relationship.
She agrees. She agrees.
She's being sarcastic. She needs to talk to her fiance. Let him know how she feels. On the night before my wedding, I called my fiance and told him not to marry me if it was because I was pregnant.
Oh.
I told him I didn't need him to have the baby. He's now my ex-husband. I should have gone with my gut from that night. On second thought, this probably isn't helpful for her, LOL. But then Karen rolls in and said, my sister was engaged and married after 1 year. She was 25 and planned her wedding from afar. Today is her 47th anniversary. Doubts are normal. If true love exists, no need to sweat.
Well, and I also said, let's not forget the fact that I said, if he is your other half, your true love, as you say, then he will be like, all right, cool. Let's pause. We won't get money back on the deposit, but we'll figure it out down in a later time.
Yeah. Kathy, we had mentioned that she actually was in her gown getting ready to walk down the aisle when she left. There were 300 people reserved that RSVP'd.
300 people?
300 people.
I don't even know 300 people.
I know. Well, she did. I just
don't even know 100.
I know. I told my dad, I can't do this. He said, suck it up. But I just had to get out. I was 19. And then she said, we broke up. It was for the best. I got married when I was 25 to the guy I broke up with to date ex-fiance. We've been married 21 years next month. We ran into each other again in February, got married in May. So it was a good decision.
All right. So Elizabeth checks in and was in the exact same position as our listener. Said, I got married at the age of 20. Felt the same way you do. She goes on and says, we are divorced now, but I realize now he wasn't the one who I was supposed to spend the rest of my life with. I met the love of my life 4 years ago, and we got married in February of this year. But moral of the story is, if you have any doubts or feel that everything is being rushed, you need to take a step back and evaluate your situation before doing something you might regret.
Okay. Haley is like, you were talking about the fact that you had a getaway guy that said, I'll be your guy if you need to skip out. Haley says, I'm that friend. I'm the getaway friend. I tell all my girls that they need it, I've got them, and I'll get them out. And she said, no one has actually taken her up on it, but I wish my best friend had. Her husband is the worst.
Wow. All right. So
we've got a little bit of a mixed bag.
We've had
a couple of people saying cold feet is normal, doubts are normal. But there are, I think, a few more people that are saying if there is anything in you that's telling you to hit pause, then you should listen to that. But talk to your fiance about it.
Yes, 100%. Because maybe,
especially if you don't want to, you don't want to leave him.
Well, but maybe he has some of those same fears too.
He may.
You guys might be able to then figure out together what's happening. And
maybe he was going at warp speed because he thought that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
It could be.
Crazy how things like that work. All right. Well, hey, good luck. Congratulations with whatever you choose. And keep us posted.
Let us know.
Yeah. That is Group Therapy.